Hey, what's up? It's Symphony here. Subscribe to my brother Mr. Creepy as Hell channel, and when you're watching his videos, make sure you stay in one piece.
My name is Peter, and this happened about 5 years ago. I was hanging out with my two friends. Both of them were married. Their names were Gus and Ray. The three of us were sitting back watching sports and talking about life. That's when Gus made a remark to me about my relationship status. Hey, look, Peter, I've been meaning to want to talk to you. When are you gonna find you a woman and settle down? Like, you're the only one in the friend group who's single and doesn't have a woman in your life, bro. I just thought we'd just bring it up, he said to me. Gus, I already told you. I'm married to my work and I don't have time for no relationship, I told Gus as I was taking a drink of my beer. But to be honest with you, that wasn't really the truth. The truth was, I'm a different type of guy. I'm not your average man. And finding a woman is gonna be extremely hard for me. Well, at the time, I thought it would be. But that's when she walked into the bar. While the three of us was talking, I noticed a woman that happened to catch my attention. She walked into the bar wearing a tight red dress that complemented her curves. She was also wearing red high heels as she graced the bar with her presence. She took a seat right next to me, and I could make out her features. She had blonde curly hair and green eyes and a smile that was so white it can light up the darkest room. Ray and Gus noticed that I was staring at her, and that's when Ray whispered into my ear, "Hey, she's a looker. I know you're staring at her. Go for it, Peter." No, and besides, I don't think she wants a guy to be hitting on her at the bar. She probably wants to sit there by herself and just have a good time alone. I'm just saying, I responded to Ray. I then got up to go to the bathroom, as my bladder was full from drinking all the liquor that I consumed while sitting at the table. When I got out of the bathroom and I came back to our table, I saw Ray and Gus talking to the woman that I saw coming into the bar earlier. They looked at me and they got up and went back to our table. That's when the woman turned around with that beautiful white smile and stared at me. The way she stared at me made me feel like I had 100,000 butterflies roaming through my stomach. I can feel myself having a hard time catching my breath, but I decided to take a chance. I went over there where she sat at, and that's when the woman started to talk to me. "Hi, Peter. Your friends told me about you. They told me you're a very interesting guy that can keep me entertained at this place. My name is Laura, by the way." I looked at my friends, Gus and Ray, and they stuck their thumbs up with a huge goofy smile. "Those assholes," I said to myself. So I reintroduced myself to Laura, and we talked it for a bit. We talked it for a while as we hit it off. We talked it for so long that it got late. It got late to the point that I told Gus and Ray to leave without me, as I still wanted to talk with her for a while. We talked it until the bar closed. When the bar closed, Laura and I began to just walk around in the city. The city was almost deserted, as there weren't many cars driving by, as it was around 3 o'clock in the morning. As we were walking, Laura asked me a question. "Hey Peter, do you want to come back to my place?" "Sure, why not?" I replied without hesitating. We walked about 10 more minutes, and that's when we got to her apartment unit. When we came into her apartment, she closed the door behind me and locked it. She dropped her purse, and then she reached over and gave me a kiss without any warning. We made out for what felt like 5 minutes. Then we stopped. "I'll be right back. I gotta do something in my room. Just wait right here on the couch. Also, if you're thirsty, help yourself to something to drink in the fridge. I'll be back." She went in her room, closed the door, and I sat on the couch. 3 minutes later, I did get a little thirsty, so I walked up and I went into the kitchen. But as I went into the kitchen, a horrible smell hit me like a ton of bricks. It was so strong, I had to cover up my nose for a bit. I went and opened up the door to her refrigerator, and that's when I noticed I saw something that made my heart sink at the moment. In the refrigerator, there were a bunch of hearts and livers inside there. They were from human beings. I closed her refrigerator and I walked backwards out of the kitchen. As I done so, I heard a deep, utter growl. I quickly turned around and I saw Laura standing there, but something was very different about her. Her eyes were glowing green, like some creature. Her skin was more paler than before. She had sharp teeth protruding out of her mouth, and she had sharp claws as well as antlers growing out of her head. She walked slowly towards me. I knew the moment I smelled you that you were one of us, Peter. I just knew it. You're a Wendigo, Laura said as her voice changed into a deep, demonic tone. I looked at Laura for a minute, and then a slow smile grew on my face, and I began to transform into a Wendigo myself. Well, Laura, you got me. I am a Wendigo. And I can't believe I found someone like me, especially at that bar. And I'm getting a little hungry too. Seeing those hearts and livers made me very hungry. How about you and me chow down? I said as my voice began to change into a deep demonic tone. A few moments later, me and her began to chow down on the flesh that she gathered from human beings. As I sat there and watched her eat and admired her while eating, I realized one thing. I found my soulmate.